this is Dave with NAPCO Tech Support. In this video, I will be discussing how to get a basic configuration up and running in MVP Access. I will be assuming that you have already watched the previous videos and you have your account ready to go with at least one gateway and a lock, or an access control panel. Feel free to pause the video at any time if it makes it easier to follow along. After you've added your lock, the first thing you want to do is set up your reader. Now, you may have added a bunch of locks first, and it's okay to set up your readers after adding a lot of locks. But you do want to set up your readers before moving on to other things. To get to your list of readers, click on Configuration and then Readers. Next, find your reader in the list. If you didn't previously set the name of your reader, you will see it still has the lock ID number for its name. If you don't know which lock it is, you can either double click on it or single click to select and then click Edit. When the next page opens, it will default to the General tab, and the name next to where it says Panel is the name you give the lock. You can set your reader name here by typing the name next to where it says Reader Name. When you finish, click Save. Now I'm going to go back one page, so I'm back at the reader list. You can see here that these locks all have multiple readers. On some panels like the CA2, the Super 2, or the NA2, they can support multiple doors, but the Net panel can only have one door. To clarify, the Net panel in MVP Access is designed for one door, either one in-reader or an in-reader paired with an out-reader for high security areas. You can see in the reader list which settings are turned on and which are off by the checkboxes. You cannot change the settings from here. You can just observe them. Now, let's go back to the reader we changed the name on and finish setting it up. If your reader has a keypad on it, you must first enable the keypad before you can use PIN codes. To enable the keypad, click on the Door Control tab and then check the box for Keypad Enabled and then click Save. This is all you need to do for a basic setup on the reader. We will talk about the other features more in other videos, but if you are curious about these other settings, you can always click on the question mark in the lower right corner. When you click on it, a window will open on the right side of the screen explaining all the settings in the current section you are in. Since we are in the reader section, you can see it explains all the tabs and all the settings for readers. MVP Access comes set up with 6 badge formats. You can see here, if you are using something like HID 26-bit format, then you are good to go and don't need to make any changes. It also comes ready for Continental 36-bit. If you are transferring over from an existing Continental system, then you would also be ready to go. But if you are using the Alarm Lock branded 36-bit cards, then you need to make some changes. To get to this badge format section, you click on Administration and then Badge Formats. The default 36-bit is Continental Access, and this is not the same format as the Alarm Lock cards, and you cannot have two 36-bit formats existing at the same time in the same system, so you must make a choice. Either use Continental 36-bit or Alarm Lock's NAP 36-bit, but not both. If you choose to use the Alarm Lock cards, you must first delete the existing Continental format by selecting the Continental format and then clicking Delete above. After the format has been deleted, next you will click Add. Then make sure in the section that says Predefined Format, verify it says NAPCO/Alarm Lock 36-bit. If it doesn't, select it from the drop-down and make sure to name it in the section that says Name. As you can see here, mine is named NAPCO/Alarm Lock 36-bit. When you are done, click Save. Just like with the reader section, when you are in the badge format section, you can also click on the question mark in the lower right corner and it will bring up information explaining badge formats. Now that you have all your prerequisites in place, let's discuss adding personnel. Personnel in MVP access refers to your card holders and pin holders. So when you want to add cards and pins, you do so under personnel. To get to personnel, you first click on access and then personnel. Your list of existing personnel will be on the left, and the settings for that person will be on the right. You can identify which personnel is selected by observing where the blue highlight is. To add new personnel, you click on the Add Personnel button in the upper left. Fill in your name. The middle name is not required. You can then enter your badge or PIN number in the section labeled Badge Number/PIN Only. You can only do either or, not both. If you want a user to have a PIN number that is different from their badge number, then you would have to create two separate entries. By default, the access group is set to all access. We will cover creating access groups later in this video. Just like in the previous chapters, if you need more information on the personnel screen, you can click on the question mark in the lower right corner. If you are only using alarm lock cards, you don't need to worry about creating facility codes. But if you are using multiple card formats with many different facility codes, then you need to define what facility codes you are using and what locks those facility codes will be accepted on. To get to facility codes, click on Administration and then Facility Codes. You will notice that by default, this area is blank. If you wish to set up facility codes, you will click on the Add button. When the new facility code window opens, you will first select which lock you wish to make this rule for at the top. If you want this rule to apply to every lock on your system, you can check the box to the right that says Apply to all panels/locks. Next, you will define the facility codes below. Let's say I have 3 cards and all 3 are from different manufacturers. I have one that is facility code 19, one that is 43, and one that is 60. I will put each number in one of the boxes below. So, first, I will put in 19, then 43, then 60. When you are done, click Save. After you click Save, you will then return to the facility codes list. You can see that I have 3 facility codes assigned to this lock. 1 is 19, 2 is 43, and 3 is 60. Now you go back to your personnel, find your card holder, and set their facility code in the field that says Facility Number. This card will be an alarm lock card, and because it is an alarm lock card, I know its facility code is 19. And I also know that 19 is set up in slot number 1 for my lock. So I will set this facility number to 1, because in our case, 1 equals 19. Just like before, if you want more information on this facility codes section, click on the question mark in the lower right corner. Earlier when we were talking about personnel, I had mentioned how they always default to all door access. And you can customize the access by creating access groups. To get to access groups, click on Access and then Access Groups. By default, the only access group you will see is the All Door Access group. And if you want to make your own, you will click on the Add button in the upper left, and the access group creation window will open. Give your access group a name so you can find it easily, and then select the time schedule to use the lock. I will discuss time schedules in more detail in our video covering schedules. By default, they are blank, which is the equivalent of not used. So I'm going to set this one to 24/7. When you are done, click Save. You can see here I now have 2 access groups. You can now go back to your personnel, select the entry you wish to modify, and change the access group to the one you have just created. Now this user will only have access to the doors specified in the access group. Just like in the previous chapters, if you would like to know more about access groups, click on the question mark in the lower right corner. As always, If you're looking for current NAPCO documentation or more videos like this, head on over to our tech library at tech.napcosecurity.com.